don't ever trust the calorie count on the cardio machine. Like it says that I burn 700 calories, which I don't believe that. Whatever calorie count the cardio machine tells me, I cut that in half. Evening, guys. I'm here in Houston. It's a 3-hour drive for me from where I live in Austin. So I woke up at 5:30-ish and I set off on my drive about 6. So I drove from 6 to 9 o'clock to get to my office here in Houston. So 3 hours on the road, and I got straight to my office, started working. It was a heavy day. I went from 9 till about a little after 7. I kind of thought here, just because I am very tired today. I drive down here. A lot of times on my drives, I mention this, is I usually skip breakfast till about 7:30. And then I put my stuff up in my room and came straight down here to the fitness center. You guys have seen this here before. I drive down here. A lot of times on my drives, I mention this, is I usually skip breakfast when I make drives, just because I'm more sedentary, I'm not moving as much, and I'd rather place my calories more toward midday so that I can kind of gauge my calories for the evening. Because it's those cravings that get us, right? Usually late nights, those cravings, food. I want to put myself in a surplus. It's just a bad habit. So that's the habit that I do put in place. It helps serve me, especially on these days where I'm making those long drives and then I'm working 10 hours. It's really heavy on me mentally. Now I still get to the gym, right? Because I enjoy it. And I also, you guys help motivate me, but I've always made sure I got here. Now, with my workout, I always try to do at least 120 minutes of cardio a week. That's about 30 to 40 minutes of cardio. That's the minimum that I shoot for. I usually go for 5-6 days a week. So you're looking at 150 to 180 minutes of moderate cardio. I do a 15 degree incline, 5 miles an hour. So I would say high moderate. But I enjoy it, right? I do it especially as I've gotten older, I do cardio for my heart health. It also makes it easier to stay leaner. I'm not someone who says, cardio makes you lean, but I think there is something behind it. I mean, apart from it, that it burns calories. It doesn't burn as many calories as you think. Cardio can help put you in a deficit if you consistently do it. I love to do cardio every day if I can, or 5-6 times a week. But especially on these days, cardio is really, really heavy, which is why I try to shoot for that 120 minimum, but if I feel good, I'll go for that 150, 180 minute maximum. So that's 30, 40 minutes, 5-6 days a week. This plan that I have and why I do this, right? Because I didn't eat breakfast. About lunch, I had, between basically lunch and now, I've had about 2,000 calories. And I've had about 120-ish grams of protein. So I'm trying to shoot for 160 to 170 grams, about a gram of protein per pound of body weight. So I'm short about, 30, 40 grams of protein. And I've, again, consumed about 2,000 calories. My maximum that I can do is about 500, right? And I know that I had a little bit more calories, the night before, a little heavier dinner. And so I'm not going to burn, about my cardio burns about, I lowball it. I mean, how many calories cardio actually burns is very debatable. The science isn't very good about it. Don't ever trust the calorie count on the cardio machine. Like it says that I burn 700 calories, which I don't believe that. Marathon runners are burning, upwards of 1,500 calories, 1,500 to 2,000 calories, and their workouts. So what I usually, whatever calorie count the cardio machine tells me, I cut that in half. So I'm burning about, let's say 300 calories in cardio, right? So I'm not doing cardio today because I'm just so mentally exhausted. I just finished my workout and I don't have the strength. And so I'm going to skip, but luckily I saved up calories. Again, my range is about 2,000 to 2,500. So I have 500 calories to eat tonight. I already have it planned what I'm going to eat. Again, I need to shoot for about 30 to 40 grams of protein, and then I'll backfill that with carbs and a little bit of fiber. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to have an apple, and then I'm going to have some sushi, but with no sauce, right? So rainbow rolls with like the tuna and the salmon on top, no sauce, which usually those packs from the grocery store are around 300 to 400 calories, about 30 grams of protein. So that'll put me right where I need to be. I'll be about at 150 grams of protein. That'll put me at a little over 2,500 with 100 calories from the apple, and then let's say 420 calories from the sushi that I'm going to eat. 2,520 calories. So I just want to, again, just kind of give you guys insight into my day-to-day, into my brain, what I'm thinking right now. Because I know, again, I'm human, right? People think that I praise consistency, but consistency is different. That 90% of the time I'm doing my cardio 6 days a week. Ask my wife. But these days where I know that sometimes these days happen every couple of weeks, especially on these days where I'm driving, plan ahead, right? I cut some calories in the morning, and I make sure I don't splurge on calories during the day, right? So that I actually have I have something, because I'm hungry, right? But I have some calories to give. But again, I don't have that 300 that I'm normally burning from my cardio. When it comes to cardio, guys, remember, what is your goal, right? I mean, if you're a bodybuilder and you're really trying to cut pounds, right? That's why they're doing 45 minutes an hour cardio every day on top of, eating. And for them, it can be upwards of a 2,000 calorie deficit, right? If they're eating 2,000 calories a day and they're, like 250 pounds or more, that's, they're burning through that like nothing. But they're trying to get down to, sub 6% body fat for a bodybuilding show. I sit around like 10 to 12% pretty comfortably in the way that I do my schedule. So this, it's lean, but it's not where I'm absolutely starving. I feel like I look good. This is kind of the weight that I sit at, where I feel good. I'm balancing that. I like how I look, but I'm also balancing performance and not sacrificing things that way. Because you can't maintain, I personally, there's genetic outliers to that, but most people cannot maintain sub 10% body fat year round. They just can't unless they have external help, or you're going to lose performance and lose muscle in the process if you're maintaining that, if you don't have external help, right? And you guys know what I talk about when I say external help, hormones, right? Erogenous substances. And I don't really want to go into that too much. But yeah, anyways, what is your goal around cardio, right? My goal is my heart health. It does help me maintain a caloric deficit as long as I'm consistently eating my calories, again, 2,000 to 2,500 a day, and I'm consistently hitting my protein. I know that 6 days of cardio is more than enough, and I do it because I enjoy it. But on those days I'm extra tired, I know I've done extra, and I've cut a little bit more so that I can give on those days where I literally just don't have the strength. Be careful when I say that. I'm always hesitant to say stuff like this because I know how some of you guys think when you hear me say this, like, oh, I can skip, because your mentality, I'm not saying you, I'm saying a lot of people mentality is, oh, I can miss, right? It's more of they're erring on the side of like, I can miss. Whereas like for me, guys, like this is absolutely killing me right now. I want to do my cardio, but I literally, because I have to get up at 5 a.m. again tomorrow, right? And I have to do a workout. I have some work I got to get done before I get to the office. And I have a family too. So I need to call them. We need to do family time. So again, I have those priorities. And if I haven't said this before about priorities, I have found, especially if you're a high performing corporate professional and you're trying to be high performing in all aspects of your life, you only can have about three. I would say three. I mean, that magic number 3 is, I think there's something to it with everything, right? 3, but maybe 4 priorities where you can actually try to optimize performance while not sacrificing performance in the other areas. It's hard, right? But I think that's the max. If you're going 4, 5, 6, I think that's where you're really lagging, and you're gonna see a significant decrease in your performance and your consistency in whatever one is not the higher priority. Anyway, so I hope that'd be helpful, guys. I hope you have a great evening. I am going to go get some dinner, and then I am going to go to bed so that I can wake up at 5 in the morning. All right. Follow on for more. I hope you enjoy these type of talks and this type of advice. Tell me things that you're learning. Tell me things that, was this helpful? Was it not helpful? Do you agree, disagree? Love to hear from you. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.